The Middle East is home to two of the region's most powerful and deeply antagonistic military forces, Iran and Israel. Both nations are armed to the teeth, but who would have the upper hand in a direct conflict? And in a battle where tanks don't roll and borders don't matter, what weapons become the deciding factor? Today we'll dive deep into an analysis of Iran versus Israel, a war that could change the future of the region. Stay tuned to find out who might come out on top. There's no physical border between Iran and Israel, meaning this wouldn't be your typical land war. No tanks, no trench warfare, and very little ground combat. This war would be fought in the skies, at sea, and, most importantly, with missiles. Both nations possess formidable arsenals, but with no direct land route to face off, how would a conflict actually play out? Iran's military boasts sheer numbers, over 600,000 active personnel and thousands of ballistic missiles capable of hitting targets well beyond their borders. But Israel's advantage lies in technology. Despite having a smaller military, about 170,000 active personnel, Israel's cutting-edge air force and missile defense systems have set the global standard for modern warfare. But numbers don't always tell the full story. Let's dig into where this war would really be fought. No land battles, only missiles. With no shared border, both countries would rely heavily on long-range strikes, meaning missile warfare would be at the heart of this conflict. Iran's missile stockpile includes the Shahab-3, Sejil, and the Fateh 313, capable of reaching key Israeli targets. On the other hand, Israel boasts the Iron Dome, David's Sling, and Arrow 3, some of the most sophisticated missile defense systems in the world. But here's where things get complicated. Iran has already proven it can bypass or overwhelm these defenses. Just look at how they've used missiles and drones to strike targets in Israel already. Israel has faced humiliation twice in 2024 against the overwhelming Iranian drones, hypersonic and other ballistic missiles. The naval battle in the Red Sea. The Red Sea would be another major battleground, especially with Iran's influence over the Houthi rebels in Yemen, who control parts of the strategic Bab al-Mandeb Strait. This choke point is critical, not just for Israel, but for the global oil supply. Blocking this passage would bring oil shipments to Europe to a standstill, driving up prices and causing a worldwide crisis. Iran's naval strategy focuses on asymmetric warfare, using fast attack boats, anti-ship missiles, and sea mines to harass and disrupt larger fleets. With their Houthi allies, Iran could shut down the Red Sea and force Israel into a tough position. And if Europe's oil supplies are threatened, pressure would mount on Israel to de-escalate, making this naval battleground one where diplomacy could quickly overtake military action. But does Israel have a response? While Israel's navy is small, its Dolphin-class submarines, armed with nuclear-tipped cruise missiles, give it a serious deterrent. Israel could disrupt Iranian naval operations or strike key targets deep inside Iran, but maintaining a presence in the Red Sea against Iran's proxies would stretch its resources thin, and the threat of European diplomatic pressure could force Israel to scale back its ambitions in this area. Missile exchanges, Iran's strong suit. In a war without ground forces, missile exchanges will dominate the battlefield. Iran's ability to launch thousands of missiles, including from proxies like Hezbollah in Lebanon, gives it a major advantage. Hezbollah alone is estimated to have 150,000 rockets ready to rain down on Israel. Iran's missile stockpile has proven capable of targeting critical infrastructure with precision, bypassing or overwhelming air defense systems. We saw this in 2020 when Iran launched successful missile strikes on U.S. bases in Iraq, showcasing accuracy and firepower. Israel, however, is not without defense. The Iron Dome is designed to protect against short-range rockets, and David's Sling and Arrow 3 are designed to intercept longer-range ballistic missiles. But in a saturation attack with hundreds of missiles launched simultaneously, no defense system is foolproof. Iran's missile barrages could overwhelm Israel's defense grid and strike deeper than Israel has ever experienced before. A battle of strengths and weaknesses. So what are the strengths and weaknesses of each side? Iran's strengths: a vast missile arsenal, control over regional proxies like Hezbollah and the Houthis, and a proven ability to bypass missile defenses. Weaknesses: economic sanctions strain its resources, and its aging air force is no match for Israel's state-of-the-art jets. Israel: strengths, technological superiority, unmatched air power, and some of the best missile defense systems in the world. Weaknesses: small in size, and while its defenses are strong, they could be overwhelmed in a prolonged missile war. Plus, it relies heavily on international support, particularly from the US and Europe. The outcome: so, who would win in a missile war? In a purely conventional conflict, Iran holds significant asymmetric advantages. Its ability to leverage proxies and disrupt global oil supplies in the Red Sea could give it a strategic edge, while its missile arsenal could potentially overwhelm Israel's defenses in a prolonged exchange. However, Israel's air superiority and technological edge cannot be overlooked. With precision strikes and robust missile defenses, Israel could neutralize key Iranian assets, but not without significant damage to its own infrastructure and international standing. In the end, this war could drag both nations into a costly stalemate, with diplomatic intervention, especially from Europe, forcing both sides to back down. Israel, however, is likely to receive greater damage. The price of escalation in the region would simply be too high for the world to bear. What do you think? Could Israel's defenses hold against Iran's barrage? Or would Iran's proxies and missile systems tip the balance? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this analysis, don't forget to like and subscribe for more in-depth military breakdowns.